probably 5, 6 years ago, I was coming home from a class and I got inspired and I was sitting in our kitchen island and I had Post-it notes and I just kept writing. Like the words were coming to me and I was just like, oh my gosh, these are great ideas. And it turned into, some of you have seen it, it's that letter that I've read, it's called Dear Amazing. That letter was essentially channeled, which I didn't understand, or I get it, right? And so I was like, oh, that's it? That's what this is, essentially. So who knows what will come of today? But why I say that is because I was channeling earlier, and I feel like my higher self is pretty spicy as well. So it's been, and I'm like, okay. And the message that I've been getting for the last couple weeks is do it au naturel, okay? So normally I would have like lots and lots of notes, but basically this is like basically my greeting you all, and that's it. So then I allow it to just flow through me and to me, and so we're in for a treat, right? Everyone's like, holy shit, what did I just sign up for? It's only 4 hours, right? Just kidding. Just kidding. Every story has a beginning, middle, and an end. However, life doesn't always give them to us in that order. Welcome to Talking with Teri TV. I am your host, Teri Cardula, and welcome to the Entrepreneurial Girlfriend Hour, along with our live in-studio audience. I didn't even have to put an applause up for that. We are Colorado's first transformational talk show, and I'm super excited because this episode is sponsored by Complete Business Accounting. They're in the audience. Hello. Woo. And Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. So for anyone who is new to me, I used to be a mental health therapist for 28 years, started combining energy psychology and then applying the principles of quantum physics. And so with that, I've built out a company that helps people step into their purpose, their power, and their potency, and super excited for having you join us today. So going back into what we were talking about earlier was around getting the messages of not having a plan, just because for me, planning equals control. And Teri is being told not to control anything anymore, which is, do you know how hard that is? Have you guys tried that? Holy buckets. It is just, oh my goodness. Okay. But it's been challenging. Learning some of the things that I have just like this habitual process that we've done. And I feel like in this last 6 months, even to the last year in this journey, I feel like I've been having to unlearn things that have been so redundant or so culturally accepted as business owners, and grit and grind and hustle and muscle and roar. So as this journey unfolds, for everyone who's been on this journey and listening to this unfold, like very naked and afraid, au naturel here, I started channeling and I started getting, you shouldn't go into these things with notes. You shouldn't have to plan it out. So it's great. Can you give me a little, like a 411 of maybe what I'll talk about? And I joke that company's called Talking with Teri. So I'm like, I could talk about anything for any amount of time, but I want to add value. And so I get these little nuggets of things, right? So how many of you have a book called My Life? And it starts out with a really great inscription. Someone beautiful gifted you this beautiful life that you have, right? So this one says, hello, beautiful. May your journey be filled with an abundance of joy, love, and laughter. That's really sweet. And yet, when we take a little journey through the book of life, My Life, you'll notice that some of the pages, this is here literally, and I can't even make this up. I went to the Goodwill, or I went to the thrift store, and I bought this book that I'm about to show you what I did to it. Anywho, I cannot make this up. I literally was distracted on the phone with somebody, and I went into the thrift store, and I went, boop, I'm gonna take this book, I'm gonna use this for this project. And you're gonna see how perfectly divine it is, because it's unbelievable here. So you might be popping through here. Okay, so the big game here. This is life lesson number 248. So in this book, you're going to see things like, this one says, help. I have fallen and can't get up. Help, please. Help me. See me? Can you help me? There's moments in our lives where we're seeking out help. Maybe we are seen, not seen. Let's see. This chapter has no title at all, like WTF, right? This one's The Darkness Exposed. These are all the secrets that we've gone through life trying to hide. And then they start to bubble up over time. And I'll be honest, like right now, a lot of people's secrets are bubbling up. And I am telling you, this last weekend was such a miracle on so many different levels for my husband. And I'm like, what is happening? Old secrets that were exposed have been like cleansed and healed. And I'm like, he called me and I'm like, I know. And he's like, did you see it? I'm like, I know. I'm like, we're still like, so the secrets that we've been holding on to, this energy is coming in and helping us expose it. What else do we have in here? Oh yeah, some stressors. There's literally debt. The other stressors we have is family, relationships, past traumas, birth of a child, unable to have a child or children, parents, maybe lack of parents, maybe too many parents, maybe overbearing parents. So don't forget, we have a career and a business, right? Don't forget that. Any other stressors that people experience or have been experienced? Health problems. Oh, I didn't put that on. That's a major one, right? Health. If you see this, like some of the pages, I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of water damage in here. I'm like, what happened here? Who knows? Like, what happened here? There's parts in our lives we're like, what? Like, how did they do it? I'm serious. Like, this book was like perfect for this, right? As we keep going through here, there's some exciting things. We dog tag parts of our life. There's some things that we really love, and we're like, yes, this is the juicy parts of our life. And as we keep popping through here, this one, look at this. It's upside down. There's pages that have been turned upside down. You're like, wait, hold on. We can read this now. And as you continue going through our lives, right? Like, what happened here? We're not really sure. These moments in our lives where things get turned upside down. Oh yeah, but here, look at this. I don't know if you can see this. It's highlighted. It's the breakthrough. We have this breakthrough moment in our lives. We keep going through here. And oftentimes, we'll get to the place where it's the conclusion, and we're barely reading off. Sometimes when you're reading a really good book, does anyone get to that place where you're like, oh my gosh, you're like savoring every page, and you're like, oh my gosh, how much do I have left? This is so good. This is so good. And then all of a sudden, you're just eating it up, and then all of a sudden, something like this, like in life, sometimes happens. And somebody like ripped through the pages and you don't even know. You're like, what? And so the ending may not be the way you thought the ending was going to be. And you're like, how am I going to deal with this now? There's like a gap in life. And then we get to the place, life lesson number 882, right? And you go back to page 6 here. And it says, oh wait, here it is. Life lesson number 248, not integrated. Go back to page 25. So then you go back to page 25 in life and you're like, okay, life lesson number 248 is finally completed. Now you can go to page 127. Okay. And so life is like this, right? My book of life. And we get to the place where, and I can't make this stuff up, the name of this book is actually called Secret Weapon. And so when you look at the secret weapon, it goes back to us, right? And how do we deal with life when it gets thrown to us, the muck, all the stuff. And don't forget about all the juicy stuff. So all these like yellow pieces on the side is all the yummy things that have blessed our lives, the relationships, the memories, the good times, all the things that we can be grateful for, but it's all messed up into this book called life, right? And so I was like getting this download and I said, okay, great, thank you. And what does that mean, right? So I'm opening up the conversation right there. But then I got here today and I remembered my book. And somebody, if you can see, gifted me this book. And the word magic is obviously on the sides of it, right? And it got me thinking about what if all of the stuff that we've been going through, what if all of it, messy, complicated, destroyed, again, there is a beginning, middle, and an end, but what if all of it was to help us find our magic, was to help us tap back into what we're here, what we're given, what we're about, right? And so I'm gonna open it up to you. Does anyone wanna share maybe one of the messy parts of your book? that's been coming up in your business, in your life. Obviously, it's called the Entrepreneur Girlfriend Hour. So I'm going to invite us to think about the aspects that collide with our business and how it's been for those moments that maybe it's challenging, maybe it's tricky.
I have also been getting a download to let go of control. And that has been a focus for the last few weeks very intently. Just to let it go, let things flow, stop pushing, stop grinding.
Yeah.
And just push.
And that's so opposite of what okay, just out of curiosity, okay, how many of you have been trained and ingrained to do the hustle, the push, the force, get it done, do whatever it takes, muscle it, stay up late, just get it done? I know, every single hand went up, by the way. Yes. And so what's this journey been like for you to start to really uncondition the brain for that control?
That's funny. There's like different layers. There's, of course, business. And I went through a very intense 2-week period that I put myself in and like really overscheduled myself. It's just the way I do things at the beginning of the quarter. And I realized, okay, I chose to stop using the word too busy, the phrase too busy.
Yeah.
I will not use that with my family anymore.
Yep.
Or with clients or with people I'm speaking to. Because that's just
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
And I put myself in that situation. And I gave up the word overwhelmed a long time ago.
Yes, good.
But what I'm also seeing in my personal life is like, I have just been holding on to this control of like anger and angst when it comes to relationships, like my daughter's father or my brother, just like these. And I've just been holding on to it. And I realized how like it is so not serving me. So I've been really digging into how can I like bless and release and love that entity, as another soul, and not necessarily fine tune the aspects of that relationship that I feel like I need to control.
Yeah. Do you want to come up here for a moment?
Sure.
Okay, come up here. Oh my gosh, look at you. You remembered. Okay,
I listened.
So, I know, right? Look at that. Out of curiosity, how many of you are experiencing something like this? Whether it's, and it can be any like business relationships, it can be just anything, any type of relationships that give us like that little like that little
Ick.
The yuck, the yuck, the ick factor. And it can be any type of relationships, just curious. Does anyone have that experience right now?
No.
And it can be past relationships too. It can be past relationships. It can be all sorts of things. And again, like I was talking about earlier, is that this energy that's coming in is helping us heal those things. And I think the greatest work that we can do is like being able to, I was wronged in a really bad way. Like you can't even imagine in the way that I was hurt by this person. And it involved getting 4 attorneys, okay? And four different specialty attorneys. Okay, it wasn't just, I didn't list attorney and get a new attorney. No, 4 different things, right? And I wanted to take on, and I wanted to hold on to that anger because she like really did a number on me. And I was just like, seriously, I was fuming at what she did to me. Listen to my words, what she did to me. And it wasn't until I started realizing like the gifts in it and what she showed up for me in my life for, even though it was hell. And I realized that there was things about me that I was holding on to that I wasn't allowing myself to work through and let go of. And she brought those back up to me. So I was like, okay, this is life lesson number 248. Go back to page 7, relearn this so that I could truly bless and release and wasn't a one and done. But when we can step back into that forgiveness and be like, okay, I wonder, just get curious. Have you done some of this work around this? Around just like noticing why, like either your father or your brother, have you done some work around why that's showing up or why that did show up?
Yeah. So I've been digging into, trying to recognize when I feel triggered by a specific thought or memory or like action or something that they did to me, how they wronged me.
Yep.
Like what is the mirror? What is the action that person is doing that pisses me off so bad? Can I say that?
Yeah, we're going with it. It's happening. It's happening.
Makes me so angry.
I'm just kidding. No, for sure.
And then just, okay, what is there? That's something that's inside of me, obviously, that I don't appreciate or don't want to be.
Yeah.
And then so recognizing that and then going through the process of that person has their own past and I can't possibly know what that all entails and trying to just hold space for loving that person as a human and not necessarily for my experience with that person or that situation.
Yeah, to our point, like sometimes those pages that we ripped out are because we don't know the rest of the story. Like we may not ever know the rest of the story for them and what they're going through, what their story looks like, because it's very different than our story. And again, to your point is, okay, how is this showing up? Why is it showing up for me? And I don't even necessarily ask the question why, it's just, what is this showing up for me? What is the lesson? What is the meaning? And out of curiosity, out of curiosity, how many of you would be interested in really connecting with your higher self for your answers, to find your answers within?
Yeah.
Everyone in here? Okay, we may play with something. Okay, we may play with something to do that. Because I realized I was always looking outside of myself for the answers. Like why does this make sense? How is this making sense? And I was always looking outward instead of going inward for the clarity and the answers. So we may play with something later to give some insights to this, because now that's all I do is how do I access back into my infinite knowing and my infinite wisdom, like what it is for me.
Yep. Yeah. I've been trying to focus on being more heart-centered and listening to my intuitive knowing instead of listening to my ego answer. Because my ego answer just wants to step in and be in control. And so that's a big part of the whole control conversation is how can I just let that go and drop in and listen?
Yeah. And do you have a good practice for that?
I'm figuring it out, but I'm working through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do this, and if you guys want to do this, I just put my hand on my heart and I imagine just like filling myself up with a light that's filled with love. And then just dropping into, and I will always ask the question, my body, what is it that you're trying to tell me that I'm refusing to hear? And oftentimes when we ask that question, we can get an answer, an insight, or an awareness of what that might be. And then that can just help activate, okay, what am I here to do? What am I here to experience? What am I here to learn? What am I here to whatever? And that will help us oftentimes to tap into that bigger awareness within ourselves. But it is hard work. I am on this journey with you of going, okay, what is it that I'm here to do? But also when people are showing up in ways that I don't necessarily understand. And I'm now just going, okay, you know what? I'm not going to judge them. Even this person that I've had to do a lot of healing around because, man, like there's a part of me that almost wants to reach out to her. Obviously, I'm not going to because I feel like I've completed the cycle for myself and I don't need to do that. But one of the ways that I have blessed and released, are you guys familiar with the hope and open saying? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Oftentimes I'll incorporate that into a letter back to that person. I don't send it to them, but it's giving me closure to that relationship and being like, okay, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And going through each of those things for each of those people in our lives to fully bless and release them in our lives. Now, the other thing I would invite you to do, how many of you are familiar with cutting cords or energetic cords? I would either physically cut cords to everyone or repeat after me after this. So if you guys want to write this down, you're welcome to, or text it to yourself. It goes like this. I revoke, I recant, destroy, and uncreate my relationship to everything and everyone. So it cancels out those emotional connections that we have with all these people. And then we can step back into our power of, okay, I can now bless and release these pieces. Does that make sense?
Can you say that again?
Yeah. So I revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate my relationship to everything and everyone. And I'll get it for you. But then you can just let go of that piece, because a lot of times what we're doing right now is we're picking up on other people's stuff, and those experiences that we're having, we are internalizing them as something wrong and bad with us. that's been done to me instead of for me, right? And even the nastiest of nasty, even the most traumatic things that I've ever experienced people going through, it's okay. There's no excusing that behavior. It's nothing, that piece of it, that's okay. How do I pick up the pieces after something traumatic has happened? And yeah, it's not, we've not done anything to create it. And at the same time, how do we heal from it to move on from it so that they don't have that power over us anymore?
Yep.
So where are you at with the blessing and releasing of that piece of it?
I've been focusing on one part in this process first, and I feel like I'm making progress.
Is that your brother or is that your dad?
My ex-husband.
Oh, your ex-husband. Right there. Okay. Okay. Do you want to share anything about that?
He has done some very awful things, and he's an extreme narcissist, and also, I think, a little bit psychopathic. Not kidding. But he makes up his own reality. Like, he just tells lies, but in his mind, it's all the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he really believes everything that he has done and created is completely in the right, which is scary.
Yeah.
And my daughter has chosen to facilitate having a relationship with him, even though she knows a lot of times it's broken.
Yeah.
And it would help her life out if I didn't have this animosity or negativity towards him. So what I've been working on is just, letting go of those wrongs and just recognizing if I start to feel like that negative charge inside me, to just say, just go, let it go.
Yeah.
And actually make an exhale sound to release, because I feel the tension in my throat chakra, and I just helps to release that tension there, is to make that exhaling sound and just let it go.
Sure.
And to recognize that by me feeling that tension, that negativity, I'm giving him the power to continue to have that ick.
And even though your daughter may not notice it verbally, she's also going to feel it. No?
She'll feel it. And I am really trying to just come from a space of loving him as a human soul and appreciating the fact that he's her dad and he loves her, and whatever broken ways that may come out. Again, I don't know his story.
Yep.
I know some of it. We spent a good chunk of our lives together, but I still don't know it. Really, I feel like I'm making progress. He keeps testing me and like poking the hot poker into my chest. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
Just letting it go. And I feel like it's getting better. And I'm challenging myself to continue to speak my voice with him, where for years I just don't want to speak up because he scares me and it doesn't do any good, and whatever story I've had. But now I'm like, nope, I'm going to
set a boundary.
Set boundaries, and I'm going to just speak my voice. And also, I think having that lack of tension and animosity in my energy when I'm speaking with him is helping.
Yeah.
Not that I'm actually saying anything differently, but I have a feeling that energy is helping to shift things.
Oh yeah, if you can stand in your power and your presence, you are so much more powerful in that moment than you are if you give your power away. So if you're doing any type of anchoring in your energy, anchored all the way down, getting your power center. And then what I would do is I would drop your barriers down. So if we were to stand up and push against me, if you were pushing against me and I was pushing against you, okay? Now, what happens when I drop? What happened to her? She fell forward, but what did she ultimately do?
Pull back.
She pulled back. So when you drop your barriers with people, there's nothing for them to resist against, right? So if I have my barriers up and I'm like, ooh, I got to protect myself because he's a jerk and I am pushing up boundaries, he's going to push against those. And then that's when we feel like that angst. So and it's very vulnerable to do this because we're like, if I drop my barriers, there's nothing in front of me to protect myself. And that's what I'm asking you to do, is be trusting in the process. I'm like, okay, so all you have to do is drop your barriers, is barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. If you want to go to the next extent, is barriers down from all lifetimes, realities, and dimensions. But dropping your barriers down will create a neutral energy. Neutral energy is lovely because then you get to have freedom of choice. He gets to have freedom of choice. So then you can put a boundary or a barrier. or I'm sorry, a boundary of just like, nope, okay. So then if he chooses to be a jerk, you say, great, okay, it sounds like if you continue to yell at me, it sounds like you're choosing for me to leave or for me to hang up the phone or me to whatever. Okay, sounds like you're choosing, okay, great, sounds great, right? So you're putting yourself back in that power of setting that boundary. It's like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna tolerate, not tolerate. But then you don't have to play that game anymore with him.
Yeah. That's the next level for me to focus on, not putting up that boundary of letting control go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when he does poke the bear, you can just look back and say, okay, I've gotten triggered. What is it about that? What is it about that tone, the way he said that, the way he did that? Like, what is it tapping back into to trigger, consciously or unconsciously? And then going back in, and you can either, there's a couple things you can do. If it's a physical response, you can actually just focus on that physical response and then allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to feel like that emotion. Okay, you can always tap on the karate chop, which is right here, which is a great anxiety point. It's also a great reversal point. You can also just tap right here, and help just say, you know what, the Ho'oponopono saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you, and just be like, okay, done time. Because right now people's stuff is coming up. I do recommend protecting your energy before you go and see him, and you can just do that by imagining like a bubble around you. I like to bring in a violet flame, a golden flame, and then like a love flame, clearing yourself inside the bubble, and then allowing, almost like pouring silver over the bubble so that it becomes a mirror for the other people. So whatever is coming up for them, it's a mirror back to them, because then that gives them an opportunity for them to see themselves, heal themselves, transform themselves, whatever that may come up to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Was that helpful for people to see and experience? So, because there's a lot of relationships right now that we're healing from on a huge global level, and just by stepping back into our power and our potency of, nope, you know what, I don't deserve that. And as you show up differently, he has to naturally show up differently into that relationship. So,
yeah. The last time he tried to poke the bear, I got myself all worked up, and then I was like, wait a minute, we're doing this differently now. And I responded with, okay. That was it.
Yay.
And then the next time I had to reach out to him, he was completely cordial, which was just strange. So.
Yeah. So I would invite you to do this, especially when you have to go in front of people and you're not sure how they're going to protect your energy, but also drop your barriers. But also just ask, I wonder, what if this turns out better than ever planned or imagined? And we start to set the intention with that, and then it starts to break down. And when we start leading with intention, we become pretty powerful beings of stepping into that piece of it. So I would invite you to think about, what if this turns out better than ever planned or imagined before you go into it? And the other thing is that if people are calling you, make sure that you are on the power stance. So if they're calling you, let it go to voicemail, I'll call you back, and then you reach out to them, because then you can prepare your brain, your body, yourself energetically, mentally, physically, and then you reach out to call them so that you're in the power of that. Love it. Will you keep me posted on how this goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love it. All right, let's give her a round of applause here. Perfect. We're going to take a quick break.
I'm Karen Zupa, founder of Complete Business Accounting. We're not your typical accounting firm. At Complete Business Accounting, we partner with you to make sense of your numbers so you can grow with confidence. From strategic bookkeeping to fractional CFO support, we provide the structure, insight, and clarity your business needs to thrive. You don't start a business to be worried about your finances. And with Complete Business Accounting, you won't have to be. Let's move your business forward. Visit cbaccounting.net to get started.
All right, we are back and so excited to be here with all of you. So let me see if there's anything else that's coming up that, in the life, in the business world, your life, when it comes to business, when it comes to challenges that are getting in the way of your success story. Yeah. We'll go to you, Stacey.
Today is exactly 11 months since my mom passed away. And for 11 months, I'm like, why is the train not stopping? I would like the train to stop so I can focus on my mom dying. And that's not how life goes. So it's
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so figuring out how to live life differently and still run my nonprofit and make sure that we're meeting all of our goals and serving our kids has been a challenge. But at the same time, for me, Recently, she left a gift to us, to my sisters and me, in terms of giving us resources that I can invest in myself. And I've been doing that in a big way, and not something I've done before, and letting go of the things that I'm stopping myself from doing.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thank you.
So you mentioned earlier just like letting the train stop. Are you like you're like, okay, if I just stop this train, then I can grieve?
Yeah, if all I had to do was focus on grieving, that would be great. Except it's not.
Yeah.
Because you can't grieve 24/7. And so finding the joy in life. Even the week that my mom was in hospice, my family and we found a lot of time to laugh. I have a niece and 3 nephews, and we were laughing, and my brother-in-law played jokes on my niece, and the day before her funeral, we had a lot of joy because we sat around and we all read. My sisters and I each wrote a eulogy, and each of the kids wrote something about Grammy. And we sat there as a family of now 9 and read all of it. And we laughed and we cried, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
Yeah.
And my mom was there in form of a bunny rabbit, because that's been her thing, which is funny. She was not a cuddly person.
They say they come back in
Yeah.
different experiences and different energy.
She was recently a hummingbird at a retreat that I was at. It was crazy.
She's very transformative, transferring.
She really is.
Yeah.
At the same time that I'm transforming. Ooh,
Yeah.
a light bulb
Yeah.
just went off there. So really making it okay to say that there's just as much icky, but there's even at least as much joy, if not more.
Yeah.
And being okay to find the light.
Yeah. And you're not going to ever like stop life just to grieve, right? But it is a process, and grieving can be a lifelong process of bringing that along with you, and being like finding the gifts and what is her message and the joys that she brought, and like how are you going to leave her, transform her legacy and bring her legacy forward, because you're already doing it with the resources and knowledge that you have, and what a gift that she's been able to give to you, the resources to help you elevate your company.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And she grew up in a time where this kind of work was not, women didn't do that.
Yeah.
They stayed home, they took care of the kids, and to work through the stuff that she went through. Her dad died when she was very young. My sisters and I have an opportunity to not only do it for ourselves, but teach the kids.
Yeah.
That it's okay to do it. So it's a gift that my mom has left us, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah. I love that. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Love it. The way you look at it is like hysterical.
3 years ago, exactly to the month, I was envisioning my current business, which is Sarasette, Cherry Creek. And I had just finished reading the Napoleon Hill book. The name is escaping me right now. I don't know why. Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, yeah.
And I had written down my projections on a sticky note and how I was going to get there, just like the book said.
I laugh.
I opened my drawer and I saw, oh, there it is, the $80,000 a month revenue goal, and I'm still way far from that. And it would be really easy for me to sit here and say 3 years in that I'm a failure, and all that stuff is just a bunch of BS. And yet I know that I don't have control of the timing. And interestingly, I just had a client in today, and I did just an intro session with this individual, and he has something that could literally save the water of the world. And yet he's in debt, to the point of, I don't know if I can keep this going. And I'm sitting there, just my heart and his heart, like just feeling, yeah, I know I have a technology that can literally help people's brains rewire in a month and get them out of the crap state that they're in so quick. And yet it's not happening in the way that I envisioned. And the number one objection I get right now is, or question I get is, does insurance fund this? And I have to say no, because we're not part of the medical care system. We're a wellness service. And I just want to help people get out of the stuck place that their brain has them in. And I've seen it happen myself because my life has transformed so much since I got my brain reorganized. And so I guess the question I ask myself is, when you see yourself deeply in the red, and I'm not the owner, and money is not something that I have to be concerned about, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And I thankfully work for an owner that doesn't believe in business plans and doesn't believe in spreadsheets and lives in the abundance mentality. And
We're like, where does the two worlds meet? Yeah.
And so everybody else does all the account. I'm aware of my numbers, but there's no stress coming from the outside around them. But I desire to serve more people. And trust me, I've tried every TV, radio, networking till I can't do it anymore, events, standing at a vendor hall for hours on end, for days on end, and talking to people and sharing with every human being with ears that will listen to what I'm doing. And I just put my arms up and say, okay, this is going to the one person that can break through.
You need a plan. Where's your budget? Where's this? I'm like, oh, people will show up. And they're like, we need a plan. What kind of clients we want? They show up.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. I used to have a friend that was a chiropractor, and she did not want to grow her business huge. So she had a $375,000 business, and she didn't want to grow it more than that, okay? So, and she was successful, right? That's what she wanted. And her marketing strategy was this. When she would like more clients, she would go and write on a piece of paper the names of her client, like the previous clients or whatever. She would write those on the thing, and then they would call. That was her marketing strategy. It worked every time.
She would write the previous clients down.
If she wanted to say, oh, I haven't seen Roxanne in 6 months. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put her down. Roxanne, I haven't seen, and they would just call her. That was her marketing. I just write it on a piece of paper. Because she didn't have any blocks to her success. She didn't have any money blocks. So when you're fully in alignment with it, it just becomes fast. It's like, I'd like more clients. Okay, boom, here it is.
That's letting go of the how, like we talked about.
Yeah,
how
letting
it's
go.
gonna be done. That made me crazy for years. How am I going to get this done? And shockingly, the how never came in any real successful way. When I let go of that and brought in the people.
Yeah, letting go of the how is a big thing.
I'll share something that happened recently. I became myself. I went to the Bliss Festival. We sponsored it, and I got to be a hippie for a weekend, which is who I am. And
fun.
Booked 7 people, not for like packages, but for intro sessions, which often lead to a package. And so all I had to do was be me.
Oh my gosh.
All along.
I
could just go dance at a hippie festival for a weekend and have fun and do business.
Yes. And oh my gosh, this is so juicy right now because I so appreciate that you shared this. And the answer is yes. Yes. And so what's happening, you know what? I'm gonna share this with y'all. Maybe, let me see if it resonates. Let me just see. Nikes. Okay, so I think this can resonate with a lot more people than just me here. So the first sentence will be directed towards me, but then it opens up, okay, to a more global. So it says, you are here to activate and awaken the dormant souls that have been walking the earth for centuries. Your gifts are made for this time. That is about changing the story that you have to have a degree, all the credentials, the kudos, the titles. It's letting that all go. So it's letting all of that go. It's letting go of the strong ego that held you hostage from a place of scarcity. And I had to think about that, right? A place of scarcity, because there's always not enough when we're in that place of ego of gotta get this, gotta get that, gotta get this, right? It is relearning the energy of the new world, the heart world. You are not here to change anyone. You are here to guide them back to themselves. Many will be touched by your presence in many ways. It says we are here to, again, not change anyone, but help lead them back to home, which is the piece that is really powerful. And leading people back to home means leading us back to what brings us joy, what brings us, and letting go of the control, letting go of all the things that we have to get down the to-do list, all of the things, and remembering, right? Remembering on a soul level what we're here to do. And what does that look like? And the more we play, which is so stinking counterintuitive to what we've been trained and ingrained. Would you guys agree? The hustle is okay. I remember I was so addicted to the hustle that I could not leave my office before 5 o'clock. And I would be done at 3, and I'd be like, and I would hide in my office. Because I didn't want my staff to know that I was leaving before 5. Because heaven forbid. I literally would sit there and be like, okay, what could I do? What could I do? Oh my gosh, okay. And I felt like I was literally a prisoner in my own, because I was so conditioned, it has to be this way. And instead, what if I just go out and dance? What if I go out and just be a hippie for the weekend? My girlfriend right now is literally up in the mountains right now because I was so in my head about how I was doing things. And so she's cut off the energy flow from her business. So I love that you say that, because we can get back into that flow really quickly and really easily. And yes, there's a lot of things. If you can't see, I have a spaghetti wall over here. Everyone's looking. I'm just kidding. I've thrown so much spaghetti on the wall and just see what sticks, right? Like you have to be in the neon. You can see all of it. Just kidding. But I've tried a lot of things that have not worked. And I find that when we're back into our energy, like when we're back into who we are, like on a deep, profound, energetic frequency, and when we're being more of that, it allows the flow to come back in. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why when I was a personal trainer, I didn't allow the word workout ever to be uttered. It was always play.
Yeah.
Always had to be play.
Yeah. Okay, so what's different from this business?
What's different now?
Yeah.
And that's why I can't put my finger on it, because I don't feel like I am chained to my desk or I work too hard. Because I leave if I'm done and I've done what I leave. And I'm not worried about setting an example for my staff. I feel like I show up in joy. I'm the person who talks to everybody on the elevator up, and I tell people I give naps for a living, and they laugh and wonder. Or I had somebody say, "Are you on that crazy therapy floor?" Because I was happy after being at the Bliss Fest, and I was celebrating that it was Monday. I was like, "Yay, everybody, it's Monday!" And this guy was like, "Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like the worst day of the week." And I was like, "No, it's the day you get to start the I love Monday."
Yes, yeah.
And sharing joy. So I am the person who shares joy, and so I'm completely befuddled. Like I am embodying the energy principles that I know so well. And so am I just being impatient? I just don't know. I'm completely baffled, because I understand energy and how it works, and I don't feel blocked in any way. I feel happier. Even the guy I was with today in the session, he's, "Gosh, you're just so happy, like you emanate." And my dad, 94-year-old dad, I'm there last weekend, and he's, "Gosh, your business is just doing so well." And I didn't say, "No, it's not."
Actually, again, the conversations we can't have.
But I'm projecting that. I'm somehow, he follows me on social media.
Yeah.
And I'm projecting that, but I'm the one who sees the numbers, and I know
it's not performing the way it could be. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many of you can relate to this right now? Like not having the business where we are having those numbers that match. And I think that was true for me at one point in my business. And even this, like going through this transition to being like, okay, letting go of a known income source for me and then playing with this new income source. It's okay, wait, these are different, 2 different worlds. And so let's just do this for everyone to join. I want you to close your eyes for just a second. And I want you to see if you can get an awareness real quick. Actually, let's do this. Let's just do a quick clearing so we can really access some more. So what I want you to do is I want you to tap right here. For those that are joining us online, if you want these downloaded ways, I call it the clearing exercise, and it helps clear us and reset us. So this is the karate chop here, and then you take 2 fingers and a thumb. This, what helps us do, and then, so right here, can I touch you? So right here, right there. Okay. So right there and there. That's a K27 point. And then put your finger in your belly button, which I know really sounds really weird, but the belly button actually has over 100 million neurons in your belly button. It helps us to tap into that gut feeling. So then switch, just for a few seconds here, and then switch. And then tap right here. And this is our governing vessel, which goes from here all the way back down here. And we'll tap this. So this starts to help hook up our body. This helps to balance the yin and the yang. And we'll tap right here until I tell you. So we want to do tap about 50 times, 50. So I'll just tell you, if you do 49, you're not going to disappear. If you do 52, I promise you won't explode, okay? And then you're going to tap right here, okay? So this always makes me yawn when I am clear. So if you want to play this with us at home, and this is the central vessel, which hooks us up from here all the way down to our root chakra. And so this little exercise just helps clean and clear us. And again, yawning is so great, so don't be afraid to yawn. All right. So I want you to just now put your hand on your heart and just say, think about this context of the dilemma that you're in with your business. And I just want you to say, my body, what is it
What is it
that you're trying to tell me
that you're trying to tell me
that I'm refusing to hear?
that I'm refusing to hear?
Do you get a message?
You are here. I got.
Okay. Just say, truth, is this an awareness? And see if you get a yes or no.
Say that again.
Just say, truth, is this an awareness?
Truth.
Is this an awareness?
Is this an awareness?
And then just see if you get a yes or no.
No.
Okay. So let's ask it again. Just say, my body,
My body.
what is it
What is it
that you're trying to tell me
that you are trying to tell me
that I'm refusing to hear?
that I'm refusing to hear? Power, wisdom, source.
Okay. So do you feel like you're tapping into your power, wisdom source?
Apparently not. People tell me all the time, you're more powerful than you think you are, and I'm like, I don't know how much more powerful I could be.
Yeah.
I feel pretty.
Yeah.
In terms of powerful, I feel pretty dang powerful.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm scared to up level. I don't know.
Okay. Anyone else? Up leveling? Been an issue? I want you to do this. If you want to tap along with me, you're welcome to. So I'm just going to say this part. Anywhere that you are refusing to up level in this space and being, anywhere that's been holding you back consciously or unconsciously from any lifetimes, realities, dimensions, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate all that? So yes. Take a breath in. And out. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, only shorts, boys and beyonds. Any place that you have been holding on to, this has to mean this, or anywhere that you have not allowed yourself to be fully able to receive. Okay, so you've been doing a lot of things out there, and whatever has not been allowing you to fully receive it on this end, are you willing to, times a billion gazillion, bug gazillion, bug gazillion, bug gazillion, bug gazillion, bug gazillion. Are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate that? Take a breath in. And out. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, shorts, boys and beyonds. And then tap right here. And then I just want you to close your eyes. And then I want you to open your eyes. And I want you to look hard down left without moving your head. And then I want you to look hard down right without moving your head. And then make your eyes go in a circle. And then go the other direction. And then hum. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And hum. And then take a deep breath in. And out. Is anything coming up for you?
I was aware of my right shoulder.
Okay. So energy comes in from the left. It comes in like this and then out through your shoulder right here. So it's like a releasing. Okay. So let's just do this. So you think about the shoulder and you think about, what does the shoulder do? It's really just a range of motion, but what does it do really? What's that? It rotates, yeah. What is it?
Shrugs.
Carries our burdens.
Yeah, it carries our burdens, yeah. I'm going to grab something real quick. We're going to do something. Before you say anything, we're going to edit that piece, but I'm going to grab something.
My answer was I hit 4 hands with my and I've been really holding back on my 4 hands in tennis. My
What's
power.
that? Oh.
There's something.
Okay, so say that again.
I hit 4 hands with my right shoulder, and people always tell me you could hit so much harder, but I hold back. because I'm afraid of hitting out. So instead,
Oh, you hold back. Okay. Let's play. Okay, I want you to tap right here. And then right here. Yeah, there you go. Any and all places that you're holding back your power because you're afraid to hit it out of the park. My goodness. Are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and anchor that? Right or wrong, good and bad, pack my shirts, boys, bands. And what if you do hit it out of the park? What would happen?
in tennis, I lose the point.
Okay,
So,
but
in life,
or in your business.
there might be separation.
Okay.
That's weird.
Separation from you and what? Separation.
General population.
Okay. So anywhere that you think you're separate, because we are all one, the law of one means that we're all interconnected. We're all here, and everything is a revolving around this really powerful, potent place of this one. So anywhere and everywhere that's not allowing you just to know and trust that you're part of this one piece that has a ripple effect on everything else. So anything that does not allow that, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and anchor that? Take a breath in. And out, right or wrong, good or bad, pocket my shorts, breeze bands. Anywhere that you bought the lie that we are somehow separate, or you will be somehow separate from them or that or this or that or success or not success or failure, whatever you have felt that you will be separate from, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and anchor that? Right or wrong, good or bad, pocket my shorts, boys, bands. And anywhere that's not allowing you just to fully step into your power and allow your full range of motion for you to be fully prepared and ready to knock it out of the park, because you can knock it out of the park in a sense in tennis that it rides on the edge and you make the point, right? And you can knock it out of the park with your business and be a huge success. So anywhere that's not allowing you just to knock it out of the park, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and anchor that? Take a breath in. And out, right or wrong, good or bad, pocket my shorts, boys and beyonds. Anything else that's coming up for you?
Not at the moment.
So I want you to write this down. Will someone write this down for her? Why is it so easy? Here, I'm just going to have you, here, I'll have you write it down.
Nobody has anything to write with.
I know. Why is it so easy for me to knock it out of the park with ease? So you can say this for your business, you can say this for anything. So what happens with this, if this is a generative question, your brain, your reticular activation system will actually find the information and evidence as to why it is. Why is it so easy for me to knock it out of the park with ease? Why is it so easy for me to find more clients? Why is it so easy for me? And we can definitely connect about the client piece, because when we get out there and we start to be shown stepping into our power, we also need to be seen. We can't be, I always tell people, we cannot be the best kept secret if you're going to create an impact, right? The best and fastest way, I always tell people there's two ways to build a business. There's the marathon and the sprint. The marathon is the connections, collaborations, networking, the referrals, the partners, power partners, all the things. And that just takes time. And that is, I feel like that sometimes can be like the bamboo piece where it can just be there for a really long time before it takes root. I think all businesses need both, but the sprint allows you to create income, impact, and influence way faster by sharing your message with more people, right? And if that is, we can have a conversation about that later, but really stepping into your power and your potency is about being seen and about being heard for what you have to offer, right? All right, so I want you to play with that exercise and just notice what happens. If you don't have an evidence journal, I'd really encourage you to, you can grab one for us, or you can grab just a journal, but documenting the evidence that things are showing up. Even if it's small, little, tiny things that show up. Like this morning, I went to Dutch Bros, and they're like, do you want this extra drink? And I'm like, yes. And my daughter's, what are you going to do with that? And she's like, who am I going to give it to? I'm like, I don't know. You could give it to the security guard. You could give it to this person. You can give it to this. I'm just going to receive it. We got bandanas. I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at that. Like, we are like celebrities, right? But the universe, God, spirit, angels is giving to us all the time. That's just a really quick example of just one moment today. but being able to receive also when it comes, because you've been efforting out there and putting things out there, now just simply just receive. So when things are showing up, creating, playing, like just receive that and bring that in. Cool?
Yeah.
Will you keep me posted on how it goes?
Yes.
Okay, I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Friends don't let friends shop for health insurance alone, especially online with a bottle of wine. Skip the spammy calls, endless emails, confusing options. We've got you covered, literally. I'm Deb Salmons with Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. No more guesswork. We shop the best plans for you with lower rates the healthier you are. We personalize your plans with confidential information and it's hassle-free. Let us take the stress off your plate so you can focus on what matters most. Imagine Choice Health Insurance with a human touch.
We are back and we're going to shift gears a little bit because I really want to teach this, because I have just been like literally burning through notebooks once I learned how to do this. And really it's a tool and a skill that does require practice. So just like you get on a bike for the very first time, you're not going to be perfect at it. It took me several times before I would be like, got it. And the first time I got it, I'm like, oh, I called everybody I knew. I'm like, guess what? And they're like, what? They had no idea. I think they still think channeling is like stripping dancing or something. I don't know. I don't know what they think it is, but it's not what they think it is. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna set this up for all of us here. So I'm gonna teach you how to do automatic writing, okay? And it can evolve as you evolve with this skill, okay? So when I get to the point, I'm gonna take us through a little guided meditation. I'm gonna ask you just to really just go deep within and just let go of all expectations, let go of all the ego, let go of, am I doing this right? Am I not doing this right? Did she say this? I have a blue pen and not a black pen. Oh my gosh, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? It will come, and you might get 1 or 2 words, and you might do this again. I will gift you all a recording if you want it tonight that you can play with, okay? It's a 3-minute long recording of this, okay? I will tell you to doodle, write, or scribble. And I keep my eyes closed, and then pretty soon, for me, I found that I yawn, and then after I yawn, then I hear the words, hello, Teri. And then I just start writing, okay? It usually says, hello, Teri, we are with you. That's what it comes on for me. It will be different for everyone. But I just will doodle, scribble until I hear the words. And now the first few times I kept my eyes closed, because as soon as I opened my eyes, I would disconnect from it, okay? So I'm gonna invite you as much as you possibly can, and then just move your hand down. It's gonna be scribbly, it's not gonna be pretty. No one's getting an A+ today, okay? And then whatever comes up, don't judge it, don't edit it. And if you cannot spell the word, don't go get your phone and Google it, okay? Just write it to where you think you can understand it, okay? I have lots of misspellings in my words, okay? Again, you're not trying to edit this, you're just gonna see what comes up, okay? What questions do we have to get started? No questions? Everyone's, oh my gosh, deer in the headlights. Just kidding. Just kidding. Here we go. Okay, so I want everyone to close their eyes and get comfortable. And then just take a moment. What I'm going to have you do is just imagine, as you breathe in, I want you to imagine seeing the number 3 times. So 3, 3, 3. Exhale. Breathe in. And as you exhale, mentally imagine the number 2 3 times. So 2, 2, 2. And again, breathe in and out. And as you do, mentally see the number 1 3 times. So 1, 1, 1. And then just sit in your heart space. I am that I am that I am. And expand this heart space out. Allow my beings of the highest vibration to come through me to receive the message to continue to evolve me forward into the evolution of myself. Deep breath in and out. I give myself permission to heal. I give myself permission to love myself. I give myself permission to release and let go. I give myself permission to communicate with ease with my higher self. And if you have any specific belief systems, you can invite them in. Your guides, angels, galactic beings, higher self, God, spirit, whatever you feel comfortable using. Deep breath in and out. Now what I want you to do, I want you to tap your third eye and your pineal gland, which is on the top back of the head. So if you look at me, you can see it. I tap into myself. I tap into my higher self. I tap into my lower self. I tap into everything in between, and I land in a heart-centered expression, an experience that allows me to connect with all aspects of my being. And you can go ahead and stop tapping. I choose this now. I ask my guides to help me connect to my pineal gland, into my third eye, and into my heart. I ask for this communication with ease as I expand into your existence and you expand into my existence so that we have clear communication with total ease. Thank you for being part of my tribe. I'm ready to move forward. It is time for me to connect to who I truly am so I can stand in the world and be all that I am. I step into who I am now, moving forward with trust, peace, love, and joy into the presence of the I am presence. Now take a deep breath in and out. And now I want you to tap third eye and the heart. Heart, I love you. Now it's time to connect my senses, to connect my higher self, to connect with my beings and connect me to me. And you can go ahead and stop tapping. Heart, you are my center, you are my powerhouse. And now it's time for me to step into the path that I am meant to be. Heart, it is time for you to step into the path you are meant to be. We are all fully connected. Now visualize between the third eye, pineal gland, and heart, allowing that triangle to be fully connected. I am now a complete unit. I am fully connected as one being. Allowing the body to vibrate at this frequency, the heart expands to expand up into the dimensional triangle of the third eye, pineal gland, and heart. See this as a circuit, activating the voice, activating the mind, and recycling back down and continuing the cycle. Feel the circuitry and the motor of this frequency. Clean, clear channel, free from self-judgment, free from condemnation. I ask that the information that I receive come from this highest good and that God, love, and protection are in charge. And now just imagine an antenna coming up from your head to receive the information. Now I want you to go ahead and on your piece of paper, I want you just to doodle, scribble until you get a sense of maybe words that are coming into your mind. So they might feel like that grocery list of, oh yeah, buy the milk and bread. So it might just be words like that. So whatever you hear or see or sense, you can just start to write that down. Might be a small message. Again, no editing of it, and just having patience with yourself. I'm going to have you take a moment, and everyone that's joining us, you're welcome to do this as well. I do want to mention that I received this guided process through my friend Katrina Angelo, and so I want to just give her a little prop there for her. So I'm going to give you a moment and see what words come to you. And if you do receive something, you can ask a question. You can start out with what question do you can. I usually will open my eyes and write the question out, and then close my eyes and then doodle again until it comes back on, and then go back into receiving that information. And if you're struggling to get along, just ask to say, show me. Just ask the question, let me be open to the words that I'm receiving to hear this message. And if you're not getting anything, don't judge it. There's nothing wrong. It took me several attempts before anything came on for me. Does anyone want to share? That's okay. It's a work in progress, so don't give up. Gina, you got some information, it sounds like.
Let's see if I can read it.
Yeah, that's the second test.
Do you want me to try to read it?
If you want to try to read it, yeah. Oh, wait, here. Can you hand her the mic?
Free to express, open heart, free to be open, lest the old want to be free, make me an instrument to be played for others to hear. And I asked, what instrument? A cello. The strings feel soft and the sound is mellow. Open me to receive abundant flow from the universe.
Love it.
May see the free something of love make me an instrument of peace.
Oh my gosh, how exciting! Yay! I love it. Again, it is a bicycle to ride. So again, you're on your training wheels after today, and then you can play with it. So I will, and I am happy for anyone that is listening online to send you the recording as well, so that you can also play with this at home. Go ahead.
3 words popped up: float, breathe, and adventure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And there you go. And so I think sometimes we overthink, how do I channel my inner self and how do I channel my higher self to be able to access this? So I'm so excited. Yay.
Okay.
Anyone else that want to share, or did they get any message? And for anyone who does not receive a message, that does not mean there's anything wrong with you. That does not mean, it just means that it's something to practice and play with. What is yours?
She was insistent that I take it
Okay.
and talk about it.
Did you receive something?
So I did. I said, it was like, so the first was power, greatness, step into my power.
Yeah.
And so I did the question, how do I do this? And it said basically the space to allow to do it, to set timers and clocks to ensure that I do.
Okay. Yeah, protect some time. So basically,
Yes, protecting time.
Protecting
Exactly.
time to create the space to do it. Because I think, to you guys' points that we were talking about today, is that we've been so trained and ingrained to do the hustle that we're breaking out of that, and we're actually it feels like we're breaking the rules into doing it a different way. But I know that when we start to expand into the space of, oh, I can truly tap in and have these thoughts activate over here, I can receive over here, and it can be a lot easier than me going and being trained to do. We are human beings, not human doings, right? For a reason. How are we being? How are we showing up? And to your point, that's a great tip, is creating the space to allow that. And if you're not able to get out of your head and long enough for it to come through, give yourself a little bit more time. And there's a couple strategies that I've worked with some other clients with, is helping to access it, because they had to go into an alpha state. So there's a way that you can go into accessing the alpha state so that you can have more freedom, which may be the situation for you, is accessing that state of mind instead of being so up in the mind, in the ego mind. Yeah. So anyone else want to share? I think you dozed off.
I was very relaxed, but it's very small. But hearts are very important to me. So
Okay.
hearts, I drew a pretty good heart, actually.
Love it.
And then love is the word I wrote.
Love it.
I could not tell you what the rest of it says.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
putting love back into the world.
Yeah. We are going definitely into that place and space. Has this been helpful? Was this fun?
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna invite you to practice this. So pinky promise, you guys will practice this. Okay, I used to be a therapist, so I totally will know if you guys are lying. Okay, and making sure that you practice with it, because it does come with more ease. And how we can utilize this is when you're needing an answer. Yes, I've taught about muscle testing, and you can definitely do muscle testing and making choices in your business, which is a huge resource. Check out that episode to find that episode out. But this is really I feel like the deeper work that we're doing on this planet, into being able to get the insights and awarenesses that help us understand the book of life a little bit better. So if you think about it, it's like our cheat sheet, okay? It's the cliff notes to accessing, what is this about? And okay, so if I turn to this page and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's upside down, and what is happening? I can go in and get insights into what that is doing. And so again, it may look used and torn and beat up, but that's life, right? That is how life is. And so we can do a lot more to learn from that, and then to access the magic within ourselves, the magic within every single page, because yes, there is a beginning, middle, and end, but every single page actually taps us in, tunes us in, and turns us on to who we are becoming, which is really beautiful, mess and all. Right? I appreciate you all joining us today, and thank you for being here. And again, I'm going to invite you to practice and play with the way to access your higher self as a tool for you to access the bigger meaning in your life book. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love, and we'll see you on the next episode.